The secret within the silence, why the universe was created. It is said that before time was born, before galaxies shimmered into being, there was only stillness. A silence so vast it held within it every possibility. A presence so full it lacked nothing, yet something stirred. And from that stir came a whisper. I was a hidden treasure, and I loved to be known. This whisper, said by mystics to be from God himself, is not a historical record. It is not a line in a scripture. It is a doorway, a key into a mystery so old and so intimate that most of us have forgotten it lives within our very breath. In this telling, God did not create the universe out of boredom, or even a desire for worship. He did not craft stars and souls merely for obedience. He created because of love, but not the sentimental love we speak of. It is the love of a painter whose soul trembles to express beauty. The love of a composer who hears symphonies in the silence. The love of a being so full that its overflowing gave birth to galaxies. But this love, this divine love, was not meant to be one-sided. God did not create the universe to remain the only one who knows himself. He created it so that something else could come to know him too. And that something is you. In the Sufi tradition, it is taught that the soul is not from this world. It is ancient. It is light wearing skin. It is the mirror in which God sees himself reflected. This is why, they say, the world is not perfect, it is necessary. The pain, the confusion, the longing, the ecstasy, all of it is a curriculum. The mountains, the heartbreaks, the laughter of children, the silence between stars, these are not just accidents of nature. They are letters in a divine book, pages in a sacred script, each experience a verse designed to awaken something inside you. Not to entertain. Not to punish. But to call you home. But most never hear the call. They live in cycles of waking and working, chasing pleasure, avoiding pain. They live in rooms lit by screens, never noticing that their own soul is quietly suffocating in the corner. They ask, why am I unhappy? They ask, where is God? But they do not stop. They do not become still. They do not listen. Because if they did, if even for a moment they turned inward and truly listened, they would feel it. A pull. A presence. A memory older than the mind. You were not created to be rich. You were not created to be successful. You were not even created to be good in the way society defines it. You were created to know God. And in knowing him, to know your true self. But here is the paradox. To know God, you must lose yourself. Not your body. Not your name. But your false self. The one built of fears, pride, ego, stories. The Sufis call this the nafs, the part of us that wants control, attention, power, comfort. And as long as we are ruled by this false self, we are deaf to the call of the real. So God, in his infinite mercy, designed the universe as a mirror. Every person you meet, every joy and pain, every coincidence and silence, they are all mirrors reflecting back to you something you need to see. The betrayal that shattered you? A mirror. The love that made you weep? A mirror. The loneliness you hide from? A mirror. The purpose of these reflections is not to break you, but to break the shell around you. So that what is hidden, what is real, can emerge. A mystic once said, "This world is not a place to stay. It is a place to pass through, and wake up while walking." To the awakened eye, the universe is not dead matter. It is alive. It speaks. It teaches. It sings. But it sings in a language of presence. And most people are so distracted by noise that they forget how to be present. They forget that the breeze against their skin is not just air, it is God's touch. They forget that the ache in their chest is not emptiness, it is an invitation. An invitation to return. Why did God create the universe? Perhaps the better question is, why did God place you in it? Why now? Why this life? Why these struggles? The mystics would answer. Because you are a seed, planted in the soil of this world. And your pain. That is the cracking open. Your confusion. That is the dark underground. Your longing. That is the stretch toward light. And your awakening. That is why you were born. In the quiet moments of your life, you have felt it, haven't you? That strange ache for something you can't name. That haunting sense that this isn't all there is. That there's a meaning beneath the mess. That ache is sacred. It is the soul remembering what the mind has forgotten. It is the echo of the voice that once said, I was a hidden treasure, and I loved to be known. And so he made you. He made you with longing in your chest and mystery in your heart. He gave you a world wrapped in questions so you could live your way into answers. He gave you a path not paved with certainty but with presence. Because the soul only wakes when it's willing to step into the unknown. You were not born to obey blindly. You were not born to win or lose by the world's rules. You were born to remember. To awaken. To die before you die. To become light-wearing skin, consciously. So the universe is not a puzzle to be solved, but a mirror to be looked into. It does not need you to worship in fear, but to walk in truth. To see with clear eyes. To burn with sincerity. To carry the fire of knowing, even in darkness. That is why God created the universe. Not for spectacle. But for you. To know Him through your own becoming. And the question is no longer, why did He create it? But rather, what will you do now that you know? Because the moment you ask that, truly ask it, is the moment your real life begins. If you enjoyed this video and found it helpful, don't forget to like, subscribe, and share with others. Your support helps us keep creating valuable content. Thank you.